Now, from WESTVIEW, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, the football regular season comes to an end, and fall sports tournament action heats up. In the Coach's Corner, meet the man who just guided North Central to a tennis state title. Plus, our athlete of the week is a sophomore quarterback at Lutheran who leads the state in passing.
I never really noticed it too much in the beginning because, I don't know, I just assumed people would have better numbers than me.
The excitement is high for an all-new Zone Extra right now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of high school sports action with plenty of state tournament action as well as the end of the football regular season. In the Coach's Corner tonight, his Panthers are state champions in boys tennis. North Central coach Lucas Walk is here in studio for a conversation. Plus, our athlete of the week is a sophomore quarterback who led the state in passing yards this year. We'll introduce you to Lutheran's Jackson Willis. And we go on campus at Notre Dame with former Avon star offensive lineman Blake Fisher. Now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. The high school football regular season is in the books. Last Friday, Ben Davis claimed an outright MIG championship as the Giants rolled past North Central. Meanwhile, in the Mid-State, it's Whiteland Warriors who are conference champions. They knocked off Greenwood to finish the regular season 8-1. In Class 1A, defending champ Lutheran completes a perfect regular season as the Saints put up 62 points in a win over Traders Point Christian. And at Hamilton Southeastern, it was a battle of the unbeatens for the Hoosiers Crossroads title. As the fourth-ranked Royals hosted #1 Brownsburg, the Dogs scored twice in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter to take a 14-point lead at the break. But HSC fights back, and they take the lead on a touchdown with under 4 minutes to go. Brownsburg drives down the field has a 25-yard field goal to tie it, but man, it is blocked. HSC wins a thriller, 31-28.
I told them that before the game started that we're not going to be remembered at the outcome of the game, but they're going to remember how we played, and we're going to fight. And we fought all night. Kudos to their team. They got a phenomenal team. But I'm proud of the way they came back out the second half. We didn't lay down. We kept fighting, kept finding a way to win.
We're playing the best team in the state. We're the best now, but to come out and play the #1 team in the state is a great opportunity. Nothing to lose. We just came out, we fought, and we got the W. That's all that matters.
What a win there for HSC. Meanwhile, at Center Grove, it was a battle between a pair of two-time defending state champs. As second-ranked Trojans hosted #3 Cathedral. Center Grove opened up a 16-point lead in the third quarter before Cathedral rallies with a 27-point there in the fourth quarter. Afterwards, Irish coach Bill Peoples, he joined us live on the Zone for a FaceTime Friday conversation.
Our guys, they pulled it out. Fourth quarter. It was a Jekyll and Hyde game. I think that Coach Moore would say the same thing, that we came out hot in the first quarter. They dominated the second and third quarter, and then we got really hot in all three phases in the fourth quarter and pulled out the victory. Our kids had plenty of opportunities to fold, and they didn't do it.
Wow, what a win there for Cathedral last week. Now to the pitch where the boys and girls soccer tournaments rolled on last week with regionals, and several local programs are one step away, folks, from the state finals. How about that in girls action? Congrats to Noblesville, Carmel, and Center Grove, who all won their regionals. Central Indiana is represented, of course, in the 2A semi-state by Bishop CHATARD. And in Class 1A, the top-ranked Park Tudor girls team are regional champs and headed to semi-state. Meanwhile, on the boys' side, Cathedral and Columbus North advanced to face each other in the 3A semi-state. Also advancing in 3A was Noblesville on the other side of the bracket. Buff is once again back in the 2A semi-state there. And congratulations to both Park Tudor and Greenwood Christian on regional wins for them. Okay, so here's a look at all of Saturday's semi-state games featuring local teams. At Kokomo, we have coming up for you here. You see WESTVIEW taking on Park Tudor. And then the 3A boys, you got Penn against Noblesville. And then girls 3A, Crown Point facing Noblesville in that. Meanwhile, in Evansville, you got the girls 2A, CHATARD against Evansville Memorial coming up at 2 o'clock in semi-state action. Then 2A boys, Rebuff against Evansville Memorial, 4:30 time. And then Park Tudor taking on Evansville Modern Day. That's coming up at 7 o'clock in the 1A girls soccer situation. Semi-state here, 3A girls, Carmel against Center Grove, 3A boys, Cathedral, Columbus North, and then Greenwood Christian taking on Forest Park. Those games, those matches that is coming your way this weekend. Okay, and in volleyball, postseason action began last week with sectional play. Championship matches took place Saturday with several local teams advancing to the regionals coming up this Saturday. Sectional winners in Class 4A included Brownsburg, Rebuff, Center Grove, Cathedral, Columbus East, and Hamilton Southeastern. And in Class 3A, congratulations here to Western Boone and Speedway and Guerin Catholic. In 2A winners, you included Park Tudor and Cecina. Regional semifinals will take place coming up on Saturday morning and the afternoon as well, with all regional championships on the line Saturday evening. Good luck to all of the teams. And last weekend, a state championship was crowned at Grand Park as Brownsburg faced DeKalb in the unified flag football title game. And congratulations to the Bulldogs. Brownsburg led by 4 at the break and then pitched a second half shutout of the defending state champs. A touchdown catch by Scotty Tenda there, and under 2 minutes to go seals the game. Brownsburg wins 28-18. Also last weekend, the cross country postseason rolled on with the regional round of the state championship there. On the boys' side, regional team champions included Fishers, Indian Creek, Carmel, Columbus North, Franklin Central, and Zionsville. You know, and speaking of the Eagles, their girls team also brought home a regional title as well. Other girls' regional winners included Hamilton Southeastern, Noblesville, Franklin, and Columbus North. Up next is semi-state coming up this weekend. All right, time for a break, everybody. We still have much more ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. Up next is the Coach's Corner. Last weekend, North Central won the Boys Tennis State Championship. Panthers head coach, yes, Lucas Walk is here in studio. And still ahead, he's the sophomore quarterback who threw for more yards than anyone in the state. We introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Lutheran High School. That's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
All right, folks, so welcome back to the Zone Extra here tonight. Anthony Calhoun with you. Time now for the Coach's Corner. Last weekend, for the 21st time in program history, yeah, the North Central boys tennis team earned a state championship. That's the most in state history. Welcome to the Zone Extra, everybody. North Central head tennis coach Lucas Walk here with us. Great seeing you as always, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Congratulations. You know, when you think about great programs when it comes to tennis in the state of Indiana, no doubt you're talking about the Panthers there of North Central. Congrats on the state championship. How did you guys get it done?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a strange season, having no home courts. I mean, practicing every night, late at night at Park Tudor High School, and then going to play every match on the road definitely made our road a little bit tougher, but at the same time, it toughened our guys up. I think it actually made us a little bit stronger when it came down to the stretch run.
Yeah, so what was the biggest key for you guys to get this championship?
You know, it was a whole team buying in. I mean, everybody on the team had a different role. Everybody on the team knew what they had to do to get the game done, to get every game, every set, every match. They all knew what they had to do in order to get it taken care of. They were willing to buy in to do whatever it took.
Yeah, you look at yourself and look at the team here, the beautiful trophy. Nothing like that Indiana State trophy when you get the job done. When you look at your team, though, I mean, you were telling me this before we came on here tonight, that just so diverse for us, like different styles of play, great servers, some guys using their backhand. I guess that's what made this team and this win so unique, right?
For sure. I mean, we're filled with a bunch of different people. I mean, our one player he's a freak athlete. I mean, he covered the court really well. Mm-hmm. You know, he had a little bit of everything. Our two player was a massive serve and a big forehand. That's something that's never going to let him down. Our three player is a guy who fought through a bunch of different injuries throughout the year. Injuries, illness, and he showed up every day to compete. Our one doubles, same thing, bunch of injuries, fought through it, ended up having a huge win in the finals. And then our two doubles, they were hot and cold, but they were a team that was never going to back down. No matter what
Yeah.
the situation was, they were stepping up.
We know you guys always have a tough schedule because you look around the teams around you guys, so much talent here in Central Indiana when it comes to boys tennis. And I want to ask you, what did you enjoy most about this season with the team?
You know, it was different. I enjoyed taking a challenge on a new team, on you know, kind of a last minute situation. I enjoyed having really the crop of talent that we had. And it was the fact that we knew that we were going to get everyone's best. North Central always gets everyone's best, and I enjoy challenges. I like competition, and I like seeing what I can get out of our guys. I want to push them to see how far they can really go.
Yeah, well, he's been a little modest here because here he is in his first year, everybody, as the head coach here for the Panthers at North Central, and you win a state championship in your first year. I mean, all you can do, look, you gotta keep going up, right?
I mean, yeah. It's a way to start. I mean, taking on one the first year is definitely a cool feeling. You know, I was told a stat that there apparently has never been a coach at North Central that hasn't won a state title, so I'm glad I could at least keep the trend going. So I'll take it.
Yeah, that's actually saying a whole lot because, man, that's pretty awesome. Let's take a look at some of the team accomplishments for you guys this season and just what you were able to do, and just not even just this season, but overall. I mean, look, you know, when you got offered the job, you knew you were stepping in a place where there was probably gonna be a lot of pressure, right? Because this place just, you know, it's filled of success, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you think of Indiana tennis, you think of North Central.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of the 30 courts that we had, and you think of all the championships. But at the same time, you know, it's a community, it's a family. I mean, North Central has welcomed me in right off the bat. When I wasn't from Indiana, they offered me a spot as an assistant coach. There's a lot of pressure that comes with winning, but it's the pressure that makes that program so successful.
Okay, I want to ask you one more question before we get you out of here. We saw 2015 was the last time you won the state championship. What did this one particularly mean to you, though?
I mean, it was huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it felt like it was missing. It was in the wrong spot. I mean, this state title belongs to North Central. We brought it home. I mean, it was back to where Indiana tennis should be.
All right, man. Luke, great seeing you as always.
Thank you very much.
All the best to you guys next year.
I appreciate it.
Good luck going back to back, man.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it.
Pretty sweet, man. Okay,
Thanks.
We're taking time out stat here tonight on the Zone Extra. It's our athlete of the week. You know, he's the sophomore quarterback of the top-ranked team in Class 1A and also Indiana's leading passer. We're going to introduce you to Lutheran's Jackson Willis. Plus, we go on campus at Notre Dame with former Avon star offensive lineman Blake Fisher. That's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Back here on the Zone Extra, time now as we move on here as the football postseason gets underway tomorrow night. The leading passer in the state is just a sophomore at Lutheran High School. Jackson Willis, folks, leads an unbeaten Saints team ranked #1 in Class 1A that is looking for a second straight state championship. On their year, the sophomore has thrown for over 2,500 yards with 34 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. Despite putting up stellar numbers all season, Willis tells us he didn't realize until partway through the season he was among the top passers in the entire state.
I never really noticed it like too much in the beginning because, I don't know, I just assumed people would have better numbers than me, especially as a sophomore. But I couldn't do it without my coaches, my family, God, and my awesome teammates. I believe we have the best receiving core in Indiana. Like I could throw it to any one of our receivers, and I know I'm getting some good plays out of them.
Jackson's mature beyond his years. He has a great football IQ. You know, he's been very dedicated to this system. Probably the one thing that really makes him successful in our system is the fact that he has patience that a lot of quarterbacks don't have, and he understands, at least to this point, for the most part, he plays within the system. It's special when you've got a kid that understands the concepts and can play within that.
We come out every day, and we know we have to get better every single day, and we just practice our hardest. We're a team that they want to come out, and we just gotta work hard to keep our status.
All the best to him. Great stuff there. Lutheran Open sectionals, by the way, against South Putnam coming up tomorrow night. Of course, we'll be there. More still to come here on the Zone Extra, including our Ask the Commissioner Phil segment. Plus, we get you ready for opening night of postseason on the Zone.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Now it's time to go on campus where we catch up with a former Central Indiana high school athlete as they compete at the college level. This week we head to South Bend with Notre Dame football team and former Avon offensive lineman Blake Fisher. While in high school, Fisher shined as one of the best offensive linemen in the country. Remember that? He was the top-ranked player in the state of Indiana in the class of 2020 and finished the third in Mr. Football voting. Blake became only the second offensive lineman ever at Notre Dame to start a season opener, but suffered a knee injury that kept him sidelined almost the entire season. Now in year 2 with the Irish, Fisher says he's learned a lot.
For me, like I said, it was just a growing experience, taking it day by day, being around those who meant me good, keep my spirits up. Obviously there were, some days that were worse than others. But look at me now, back out on the field, back doing what I love. So for me, it's just taking it day by day, really. I try not to listen to a lot of the noise. When you listen to the noise, you get humbled, and it happens fast. I feel like it's just about improving because, no matter how good of a game, you play or how bad of a game, there's always something to improve on. There's always an area that you can fix and get better.
That's great. All the best to him up there with the Irish. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to HSA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here's this week's question, folks. As we approach Halloween, Commissioner, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, I can tell you my favorite candy is all the above. There's really nothing that I didn't think was pretty good when I went out trick-or-treating years ago. But the thing that really was our favorite is when we got the big candy bars. Instead of those little bite-sized pieces, we had a few people in the neighborhood that would give out the big Snickers bars. And boy, that was really special. But you don't look like I do and not like all of it. And so all the above with the Halloween candy.
Hey, Commissioner, you're not alone. We all love candy. Hey, if you got a question for the Commissioner, we'd love to put it here on our show, The Zone Extra. All you got to do is take a look at the information on the screen right there, and who knows, your question may be asked to the Commissioner here on The Zone Extra. Okay, one of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the fans. The school spirit we see is incredible each week fall, and of course we award the Zone banner to the school with the best spirit. This is what the students are competing for, the Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash. We are giving this huge banner to the school that has the best school spirit, who is going to be the 2022 champs and claim the undisputed top spirit award to hang up at your school at the end of the season. Well, we're going to find out coming up next month. Now, here's our top play of the week. Westville facing Franklin Central. The Rocks defense comes up with the interception, heads for the end zone, but the ball comes out. Fortunately, Andrew Leisky scoops it up and takes it for the touchdown. Of course, we want to see your best plays every week too. Your video could be featured right here on The Zone Extra as our play of the week. So here's what you got to do. See the information on the screen there. Tweet at us your video of the play of the week, and who knows, it may show up right here on The Zone Extra. Well, Miami TV Channel 23 is your local home for high school sports. Coming up tomorrow night, folks, it's a sectional showdown in Class 4A as number 1 and unbeaten New Pal hits the road to face defending state champion and conference rival Mount Vernon. You can see all the action coming up live on Miami TV Channel 23. That's tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Miami TV Channel 23. And it's a big night of action as sectional play begins in classes 1 through 4A. I'll be live at Mount Vernon, as I mentioned, to hang out there with the Marauders for the Zone Tailgate. Plus, we will have highlights of all the scores from around Central Indiana coming up in the Zone at 11:08. Here's a look at some of our key matchups we'll have for you coming up on the Zone on tomorrow night, 11:08. We got Lebanon taking on Mooresville, Pendleton Heights against Greenfield Central, Triton Central in action as well. You see South Putnam, Lutheran as well, and Ron Colley against Shortridge. Should be a great time. 11:08 tomorrow right here on Wish TV. Folks, thank you so much for watching The Zone Extra tonight. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you back here next week, same time,